It's time to remove this big old fender on this Road King. Now, the first thing I did is to remove these caps on both sides. There's just a set screw on the bottom. So just go ahead and loosen the set screw and they'll pop right off. And then the second thing I did is I loosened these two screws down here to release the pressure on that cap. That way we can slide the axle out. And then the third thing I did is undo these brake calipers. They go like that. On these, they're female torque screws. On our 99, our little older model, it had regular Allen heads, so it depends on the year of the bike. But go ahead and take both those off and just let them hang there out of the way. Be careful when you handle those. You don't want the little pads to come out. And then we'll go ahead and the fourth thing I did is I took the nut off the axle on the other side. Now, I put my jack under the front part of the motorcycle there. Be really careful on this stuff because you definitely don't want the bike to fall. I've always strapped the bike to the jack just in case. Even if you're just doing a little bit of work to it, it wouldn't hurt. You don't want these things to fall over. So anyway, what I did, I just jacked the bike up just enough to where the tire is just barely off the ground. And then we'll go ahead and take the axle and stuff out. And then we'll be able to get to the bolts on this fender. One thing you may want to do too, and I didn't do it on this bike, but whoever had it before, is they labeled that spacer on this side left. I'll zoom in on that. I measured these in the past and they're pretty close, but it wouldn't hurt to label that left and right just to make sure you get it back on the right side. See how they've labeled that left? Okay, I took a rubber mallet and just tapped that axle through the fork tubes there and released the tire really easily. It was no problem at all. They're going to keep your spacers left and right separated. And then you may be careful and roll your tire out of the way, and we're going to have to insert it back in the same way we took it off. Okay, then what I did is I grabbed my light and a small screwdriver and a hammer. And I'll show you how to release these little safety clips on the bolts that hold the fender. Okay, this is the underside of the fender. There's this keeper here that goes across. It has little bent ears to hold the bolts from coming loose. So we'll have to take a little screwdriver and just kind of tap those to bend those out of the way. And then we can go ahead and take these two bolts out. I'll show you up close how you do that. You'll see the little keeper just has the little ears bend over. Then once you bend those out of the way reasonably amount, you can get a 1/2-inch bolt on there and turn those out. So no problem, do that on both sides, and then this fender should drop right out of the way. Now, I hate to preach safety too much, but on most of these jacks, they have a safety release bracket. On this one, what happens is you lower it down, it won't go any further because the little safety bracket clips on. So what you do is you raise it up just a little bit, and then you push that down, and then the bike will continue to go down. Be really careful because this one's really sensitive, the handle on it. If I turn that almost just a little teeny bit, the bike will come down really fast. So you have to make sure you turn it real slow and easy just to let the bike kind of settle gently. And then you'll notice I've got the tire back on. Okay, I put the axle back through. Don't forget your spacers left and right. When you get finished, be sure to tighten these up. Tighten your axle nut up nice and tight. Oh, do the axle nut before you do these. Make sure you tighten those bolts on your calipers. And then when you get all finished and everything's tightened up, just put your little chrome covers back on. One thing, make sure the tire rotation is correct. You could accidentally get the tire mixed around. So make sure it's the arrow on the tire runs this way. And that's it. Just like I say, double check all this stuff because it's really important. You want all your nuts and bolts to be tight and tidied up real nice. I just left mine all a little loose because I'm going to take this tire off. We've got some fun knobby tires we're going to run on this bike. I'll have to see how it comes out. I don't know if I'm going to call it a scrambler or a tracker or what. But anyway, I'll do just a quick run around here. Spacers on this side. Spacers on that side. Tighten the axle first and then the two locking caps. Make sure your calipers are nice and tight. And it should be ready to go. You're gonna love our fender because it'll be easy to mount. We can get to it this way from the inside real easily. And then it'll be a nice trim fender. So you can probably just take the tire and change it and take it off without even worrying about taking the fender off. So you're gonna love it.